And welcome, college basketball fans. This is where you want to be, right here on 2K Sports. Some great action ahead, and we're happy to have you here along with us for the ride. Kevin Harlan here along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. We'll see Villanova and Arizona.
And you know, guys, we go back many years broadcasting college games, and it never gets old. Every big-time player makes a name for themselves at the college level, and we could see that again on display here tonight.
Well, with a guy like Freak suiting up, you know that there are going to be scouts watching his every move, but you look at the roster of both of these teams, and they're really loaded with talent.
So on the floor for Villanova, they've got Cooper. Miller is out there with Bryant, and it's Beal in at the 1. Hollis Jefferson passes to Mitchell. The teardrop falls in. Mitchell's got the first points on the scoreboard for Arizona.
And with Arizona, you know they are going to be competitive year in and year out. They do a great job of recruiting, and they always seem to feel the team ready to make a deep run in the tournament. Just a very consistent program.
Now here's Beal, and it's Bryant in the corner. His three-pointers off the mark.
One thing with Freak that we know is he makes sure he gets his shots up no matter what. One way or another, he's going to get his workout in, and that's why so many are confident that he'll continue to improve.
Part of it is that he has a twin sister who actually taught him how to play ball. She helped him develop his game and become the player he is today. Pretty nice to have a sibling willing to help you develop your skill set on the court.
And now Arizona on the break, and it's Richardson slamming it down.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And the slam dunk by Johnson.
And just a nice bucket there to really just sustain that lead.
Well, a few more possessions like that, and they'll do more than sustain the lead, Greg. I think they'll start to put this thing away by pulling away.
Now here's Beal. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in.
And now that the seal is broken, maybe their shooting will start to improve.
Yeah, I don't think they really wanted to have as cold a start as they did, but maybe that'll break the ice and they'll move forward in fine fashion from here.
Now here's Johnson following the miss by Freak. And another shot, and he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
Wow. And what a first half it's been thus far here for Freak. This is why so many think he'll be a star at the next level.
And you can take all the measurements and do all the data analytics you want to, but all it takes is one half of watching Freak play when he's hot like this to know stardom is in his future.
One shot, gentlemen.
And Villanova going with a whole new group out there. That's good from Richardson. Villanova trails by 10. To the middle, here's Clarkson. Rebound by Williams.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Now, here's Richardson. He's got 8. And that one's good. Richardson's got 10.
You couldn't have dreamed of a much better start here than they've had today.
I think the offensive game plan they came in with was right on point. It's worked perfectly, and the lead they already have is proof in the pudding.
Richardson in at shooting guard. Ewing is out there with Williams, and it's Hollins in at the 3, the 4. Gaines kicks to Moore. That is good. And the Arizona lead is cut down now to just 10 points with that basket from Clarkson.
And the Villanova Wildcats have had a recent surge in their program over the past decade. Since about '05, they have been a consistent presence in the tournament and also have won a few conference titles.
So on the floor for Villanova, Jones is out there with Clarkson. Then there's Foster, and it's Gaines in at the point. Villanova trails by 10. On the Wildcats, so Villanova have been getting back in the swing of things as a program over the last decade, Clark, and the better runs they're on right now as a school.
Yeah, they are a surefire bet to pretty much be in the tournament almost every year now. Really one of the big schools in recruiting on the East Coast.
Here's McAdoo, pass to Cooper, down to 5 on the shot clock. Jones drives in, it's deflected.
And with Freak, he takes a lot of pride in where he hails from. Didn't grow up with a silver spoon in his hand by any means, and his family cheers him on from Harlem.
And, Greg, you can see it in this game. I mean, we're all a product of where we've been, our environment, our experiences. And with Freak, he doesn't take anything for granted. Some of the very best players of all time have come from the projects like Freak, and he takes pride in playing for Harlem when he's on the court.
And it's Villanova with the ball. Arizona getting their last shot to go. There's a minute 34 left to play here in the half. That drive by Carter. Again, Arizona. And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for Arizona.
Well, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And also, how about the fact defensively they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
The big dunk at the end of the break.
And as they continue to just dominate this game, you have to wonder how much can they win by.
Well, it's on the verge of getting out of hand, Greg. You can feel it. You can see it, in part because the defense has been about as good as the offense, and both have been really good.
Here is Gaines. Arizona getting their last shot to go. They set the pick. 41 seconds left here in the first half. And now Arizona on the break. Here's Carter. Finished off the break.
8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint.
And really, there is no resistance defensively right now. It is just far too easy.
Pass to Gaines. Can they get it? Passes it to Cooper. It's hauled in by Arizona. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. Here's Hollis Jefferson, and he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Arizona ahead, running away with it. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second half. More college basketball coming right up. Hello and welcome back. This is college basketball on 2K Sports. And if you're just tuning in, this is Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg as we get set for the second half.
You came for a show, and you got a show. What a first half we saw with a big lead being built early on.
And what a performance from Freak so far. You take him out of the equation, and this lead they have might not even exist. He's lived up to the hype in this one.
Richardson in at point guard. Hollis Jefferson is out there with Mitchell. Then it's Johnson, and it's Lewis in at the 5 spot.
You know, so often we can forget that these players are student athletes. I mean, Freak does not have that problem. He's an amazing student off the floor and is very dedicated in the classroom.
And how about Freak with a 4.0 GPA, an honor student in high school, and has carried that same work ethic to college as well as he prepares for his games. He truly embodies what it means to be a student athlete.
And for Villanova, they've got Bryant. Miller is out there with Cooper, and it's Beal in at the 1 spot. And here is Ilgauskas following the three-pointer by Freak. Ilgauskas dishes to Miller. There's Beal with the 3. The rebound by Johnson.
Well, who could forget Villanova and their one college title? Come on now. It was one of the biggest Cinderella stories ever, one of the greatest upsets ever. Winning it all as an 8th seed, knocking down an outstanding Georgetown team back in '85.
Well, talking about the Wildcats and what you were mentioning, the improbable title run in 1985 was certainly the stuff of movies. They got hot, Greg, at the right time.
And they had to take down 2 number 1 seeds and also 2 number 2 seeds in their path to win it all. Their biggest test being in the finals against the heavily favored Hoyas. It's the defining moment of that program.
Here's Beal. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Clarkson kicks to Ilgauskas. And now Arizona on the break. Lawson with the ball. So it's Richardson with the jam.
And it's all one-way traffic tonight, boy. They have been lights out offensively.
And there's no telling how big that lead's going to get. But, again, it's just one game, but nonetheless a very impressive one, the way they've handled their business here.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
And you see a lot of players who are very talented play with a me-first approach. That is not the case with Freak. He doesn't try and attract any unnecessary attention and just focuses on playing his game.
Yeah, I like that about him, Greg. I mean, in a day and age where most guys are self-centered and it's all about me, it's refreshing for a player like Freak who doesn't invite that kind of noise. I mean, that's as impressive as his skill set.
They set the pick. Beal the pass to Clarkson. He feeds it to Ilgauskas. Miller up on top. 6 to shoot, and it's blocked by Richardson. And that's out of bounds. Villanova will retain possession. And it's a completely new group for Arizona. Richardson, he's checked in for Williams. Villanova also with a sub. McAdoo, he's checked in for Beal.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Arizona.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its Clark fullest capability.
Yeah, and a very satisfying win for him, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Richardson. He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
Richardson in a 2-guard. He's out there with Goodwin. And it's Ewing in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
Here's Richardson. Lays it up and banks it in.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
Here's McAdoo. So Arizona wins it. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
Yeah, they were the superior team in every department, in every category to beat Kevin. I know their fans loved it and appreciated it.
For Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew thanking you for tuning in.